It's just a fanfiction, a story written by me, writer. This has nothing to do with mentioned ideal BTS members, real life event, behavioral characteristics. Pics, sound, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. Taehyung was working in his office with Jimin. It's around lunchtime when Taehyung got a call from Ryan. He looked at the time and picked up her call as he wasn't in a serious meeting. Yeah, why him? A smile was clearly visible on his face as he talked to her on phone. Hello, Taehyung. Are you having lunch now? No, but we'll have after some 10 minutes. Oh, I will also. Anyways, I have called you to remind you that do not make any plans with Jimin or any one of your friends for tomorrow daytime. Tomorrow we will go for our wedding ring shopping. He rolled his eyes, but his smile didn't cease. My memory is not that weak like you tend to believe, Habibti. A smile crept on her face, hearing him. Yeah, how can I say this about Kim Taehyung? My bad. Eat your lunch on time, okay? Don't skip. She cut the call and he let out a small chuckle while keeping the phone aside. Seeing him like that, his best friend Jimin rolled his eyes. I still don't understand why are you marrying her. She is still the materialistic mistress. Taehyung let out a sigh after hearing him. For God's sake, Jimin, it's been 4 months since she came back, and she is no longer my mistress, so please do not talk about her like that. I am talking about her like that because she likes money too much. She always thinks about materialistic things. I know she does, but what's your point, Jimin? And don't forget, we both love each other. How can you love her? She sells herself for money. Jimin, Taehyung growled at his best friend. She's not what you are claiming her to be. In this almost 2 years, she was just with me, just me. Even though she could have seen other men as we were not a couple that time. And mind you, I was the one who offered her the deal. She didn't come to me at first. The circumstances made her do that. Do not insult her again, Jimin. I am not saying curse words to you as you are my best friend. If anyone was in your place, I would have destroyed him. If you continue to insult her, our relation will ruin. So this has come to that. Jimin looked away from him. See, Taehyung, that gold digger is trying to isolate you from us. Your friends, your parents, so that there will be no one to interrupt her wild plans. Taehyung flared his nose hearing Jimin's words. He took deep breath to calm himself down and told Jimin after pinching the bridge of his nose. My parents are unhappy hearing my marriage with Ryan, not because she was my mistress, but because she is an orphan. She doesn't belong to a high-class society. And Jimin, whatever I am going to say to you now, listen carefully, because I know you are not the one who judged someone by their birth. Taehyung then told Jimin everything that happened on that day at Ryan's apartment. Her letter to him, her reason behind leaving him, the money part, everything. She didn't even confess to you before leaving you that time because she didn't want you to think of her with disgust. He said in disbelief. Taehyung let out a dry chuckle while shaking his head. Fool, isn't she? I never thought that savage woman would become a coward in front of you while confessing to you. I never thought either that she would value someone else's opinion this much. Jimin, I have told all this to you despite being everything very private and intimate between a couple because you mattered to me. I know you were just trying to protect me from wild women, but trust me, no one needs to protect me from her. Because she is not the wild woman here. I agree, she is not that polite or soft ideal woman. She loves materialistic things, but she can gladly leave those if the cost of those is me, her loved ones. It's true, Jimin, that she never waits for me to come home for dinner when I am working late night. She ate and went to bed, but every time she also placed my food on the table with a note saying to eat that after warming it up, to not sleep empty stomach. The bedroom light would always be on during times like those. If she is not in a deep sleep, she would come in the dining room with sleepy eyes, a smile on her face after hearing my car sound. I feel welcomed, Jimin. I feel welcomed. She likes to eat spicy food whilst I can't eat those. So whenever she orders food or makes them herself, she prefers the spice level of the food to my liking. She loves wearing perfumes, especially masked perfumes. Doesn't matter expensive or cheap. She used to wear them even early in the morning. But I always get a headache because of masked scents. She doesn't wear them in my presence anymore. Only when I am away for business trips for days. There are so many small things, Jimin, so many. I can go on and on. These things must be insignificant to an outside spectator, but it means a lot to me, more than any PDS. Now I can understand. My best friend has found his home in a person whose eyes hold the same affection he holds in his. I was worried that you were marrying the wrong person, but now, hearing all this from you, I guess I was wrong. I am so glad you understood. Now, at least the best man of the wedding would be happy along with the bride and groom. Both chuckled as they resumed their work again. After the wedding, standing in the balcony of the luxurious hotel, Vian was looking at the sunset. She was holding the railing while wearing a silk robe. Cold breezes were flowing when she felt someone back hugged her. She didn't even gasp, knowing very well it's her husband, Kim Taehyung. After all, they were in their honeymoon. The weather is beautiful, right? He said in a low tone near her ear. Vi nodded and turned around. Now she was facing him while his hands were resting on her waist. She placed her palm on his right cheek as chuckle left her mouth, seeing the melted chocolate on his face. Seems like making a chocolate cake was tough for someone. At least the result of my hard work is a delicious cake, unlike yours. Wanna eat now? Rolling his eyes, he asked her with a wide smile on his face. Instead of answering, Vian leaned towards his cheek and ate the melted chocolates through his cheeks. His eyes widened seeing her action. She pulled away and looked into his eyes. The chocolate seems to be nice. Can give a try to the cake definitely. You know what? He suddenly picked her up in a bridal style while she gasped. This baker needs his treat first, then he will let you eat the cake. Vian wrapped her arms around his neck while he looked at her eyes. Is that so? Yes. Taehyung nodded and took her inside the bedroom while her laugh echoed the whole room. Three years later. Taehyung and Viking was coming out of the OBGYN clinic with a smile on their face. His one arm was wrapped around her waist while she was holding her reports tightly in her arms. Her cheeks were adorned with faint pink hue whilst he was walking along with her while smiling like an idiot. They both went towards the car parking outside the hospital. Taehyung secured Vine's seatbelt and sat on the driver's seat. He sat there for a few seconds as if still trying to progress some information. His smile still didn't cease though. He then heard her soft voice. I still can't believe we are expecting. He turned towards her and looked into her eyes, which were glistening with fresh tears. He cupped her face gently. Neither do I. Just more than a month ago, we are here to confirm whether there would be any complications or not if we try for a baby. And see now, we are here again, expecting a little one. She leaned more against his palm as she nodded her head. I seem to can't stop smiling. She chuckled along with him and placed a kiss on his palm. They then headed towards their home.